everybody, and welcome to SimRace TV. Back live here with the USRL, United Southern Racing League, race number 4 at Texas Motor Speedway. And they're out there qualifying right now. Let's take a look at our top 10. Right now, Eric Driggins, he's on the top of the charts with a 28.982. This guy right here, the 42 machine. And we've been off for a while. They took off last week, but the week before that was at Iowa. And Iowa was a lot of fun. And now we're moving to the big state of Texas to do some fast racing here on this big old track. And a lot of fast drivers out there here tonight. And of course, as always, I'm Jay Weezy, accompanied by Dustin German. What's up?
How you doing, Jay? Glad to be back, man. We had an off weekend last weekend. I was looking forward to Texas, so I think it's going to be a good race. It's hot and slick out there and not a lot of grip, so we should have a lot of fun calling this one tonight.
Texas, man, fun racetrack. A lot of great racing can be done here, and I love racing at Texas. One of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, man, this is definitely my favorite track on the whole service. So, like I said, I'm really looking forward to this race, and I think it's going to put on a heck of a show for our people at home watching.
Absolutely, I hope so. I'm always here to watch a fun race, and Eric Driggins just got knocked off the top of the leaderboards here in qualifying. Dylan Mirando, the number 27, he's up there now with the 28.896, and we got Bruce Potter and Troy Radford on the track. Let's take a look at Radford here. Radford, he's been doing a great job this season. Very fast race car week in and week out. And here we are at Texas, where I know he's usually pretty good. So let's see what he can run here in qualifying. Right now, the time to beat is at 28.896 as Troy Radford comes off of turn number 4. First lap is good enough for first, 28.863, as he's going to take the pole here in race number 4 for the United Southern Racing League. And thanks for watching. If you're out there, we're live on Facebook, live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. So however you're watching, we definitely appreciate that. Give it a like, give it a share, whatever you would like to do. All right, qualifying's wrapping up, and we got a couple cars that haven't qualified right now. We got a car out on the track, Trey Hoovler, but he is not going to complete his qualifying attempt. He did run a 28.868 here at Texas, so we know he's got a fast car. So let's see if we can get a word in with our pole sitter here tonight for race number 4 at Texas Motor Speedway. Troy Radford, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
I do, Jerry. How you doing, bud?
You edged out Eric Driggins there by just a hair, but just enough fast to take over the pole. How's it feel starting on the front row here at Texas, and what's your chances of bringing this one home?
You know, it's going to be a tough one tonight. This track's on ice right now, so it's actually a little bit tight on entry, but once those tires start wearing, it's going to go to heck in a handbasket, so it's going to definitely be pretty interesting. I think I got a good shot. I always do a little bit better when we got a slick track with no grip, so hopefully that'll handle well for me.
Well, we know you got a strong car, man. You've been running very well here this season, and coming into race number 4, I know you're good at Texas, so good luck out there.
Hey, thank you, bud.
Troy Radford, man, they're gonna have to chase him around for a little bit, it looks like, Dustin.
Yeah, man, he's last week's winner, or last race winner, if I'm not mistaken, and he's coming in here with a 9-point gap to the lead, so he's sitting 3rd in points. He's definitely a tough competitor and sitting on the pole, man, so they got to watch out. And
I'm sure they know that. So they're going to be keeping an eye on him. He doesn't put a target on his back, though, starting off on the pole, which is probably the best place to start if you're you know, looking at trying to bring this win home here tonight. So Good luck to all the drivers out there. So we're going to take a look at our starting grid here tonight. The 94 Troy Radford starting on the pole with the 27 of Dylan Mirando on his outside. Second row is going to be the 42 of Eric Driggins. Hang on just a second. All right, sorry about that. And the 56 of John T. Wimbish is going to be on his outside there in the second row. Third row is going to be Tommy Haynes in the number 17. And I'm trying to get a good look since my stuff ain't working right here. Tommy Haynes has got the 98 of Chris Stump, which was extremely fast at Iowa the last race. We're getting set to go green. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I misspoke just a second ago. Chris Stump won Iowa, and Troy Radford picked up the win at Vegas. Very similar track to Texas.
All right, green flag's about to come out here for Troy Radford and set these babies free down into turn number 1, and he gets a great start here. Eric Driggins right behind him in the 42 machine. John T. Wimbish in third. Dylan Mirando in fourth there in the 27 machine. The 17 of Tommy Haynes and the 98 of Chris Stump there is your top 6 cars here. Well, these things get wound up, man. I love these cup cars here. The 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series here underway in Texas for the United Southern Racing League. And Troy Radford, your race leader right now. We got a battle behind them between John T. Wimbish, Eric Driggins, and the 27 of Dylan Mirando. Tommy Haynes trying to stick his nose in there, but right now, Dylan Mirando is in 4th spot there. We got side-by-side battle between John T. Wimbish is heating up as Eric Driggins moves up the track just a little bit there. It's going to allow John T. to get by, but now he's got his hands full of Dylan Mirando as they drag race down the backstretch.
Yeah, Troy's doing what he does best, man. He starts out front. He set sail, and that's what he's doing right now. He's pulling out on second place here. So I'm looking for him to be really fast tonight.
Right now, he's got a 0.6 of a second lead there over John T. Wimbish. Eric Driggins not far behind there. Dylan Mirando and Tommy Haynes, your top 5. These guys are all single file. Look at these cars go around here at Texas, man. This is a lot of fun. I love these cup cars. You know that.
Yeah, I went out in the SRTV booth car, and man, it was a little bit of a handful early. You know, you get down in the turn, and the car just didn't want to turn. It just scoots right up the track. So these guys got their hands full, and man, I'm just glad I'm up here in the booth tonight.
Yeah, we heard Troy said they're driving, you know, where the track's really cool, and it's kind of the opposite of what he likes. Kind of tight, you know, difficult to drive.
Well, we got a car in the wall here on the back straightaway.
Oh no, looks like the 30 of Todd Sargent is going to go around there and bring out the caution flag. So let's go back and take a look and see what happened here on the replay. Keep an eye on this 30 machine here at Todd Sargent. He's got the 88 machine to his outside, and he just slams that inside wall. And luckily, he didn't get into anyone else there. Just kind of spins around down there on the backstretch. But the 88 of Michael Thwaites was on his outside there. I'm not sure what happened. Let's take another look from his cockpit here. Behind the wheel. Oh, no.
Looks like he might have had a technical difficulty there. I'm not sure.
I believe so. It just comes down into 1 there, and in the middle of 1 and 2, he gets back in the throttle there, and yeah, it's like a.
I mean, yeah. Messed up or something. It's just lucky he just kept turning left off of 2.
Yeah, he definitely had some kind of issue there with his equipment. No doubt about that. So I hate to see that for Todd Sargent, man. Good Lord. He hit that inside wall there pretty hard. We're back live here. Bruce Potter, looks like he opted to stay out as Troy Radford, John T. Wimmish, Dylan Mirando, Eric Driggins, Tommy Haynes, and Edward Morris. All those guys went down pit road.
That was a good race off pit road. Looks like Troy might have just did edge out John Wimbish off at the cone there. John was trying everything he could because, I mean, as we can see from the first few laps we've had, Troy's just, you know, got out front and took off. So John wanted to get in front of him and kind of delay that a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be one way to do it, you know, if you can get that position there on pit row, and it's less work you got to do on the racetrack, you know, so that's always good. It's hard to do, though, you know. These guys are really good at what they do down on pit row. If you got a good pit crew, though, man, and he can get you in and out of there pretty quick, usually you can gain a spot or two. It just depends on how you come in and out of your box. And sometimes I do everything perfect, and my pit crew takes a while. So it depends on how much they like you, I guess.
Yeah, and it's always better to gain spots on pit road than on the track. At least they're the easiest anyways.
That's right. That's right. All right, well, we're getting set to go back green here, and the top two guys that stayed out, Bruce Potter and Darren Clement, they're going to be starting on the front row. Second row is going to be John T. Wimbish, the 56 car, and the 94 of Troy Radford there, and the third row is Dylan Mirando and Edward Morris, I believe, as they make their way down the backstretch here, just cruising. These cars get up to speed pretty quick, though. The number 32 of Darren Clement, another beautiful race car there, I would have to say. He's got a talent there in painting them cars. Well, now we're going to find out if he's got a talent on a restart here. Restarting on older tires, not really old tires, because this is lap number 8, but about 4 or 5 laps on his tires there. And, you know, look at that slow restart he got there. It allows... Wow.
He just could not get going there. I'm not really sure if he was in the wrong gear or what, or just being extra cautious for wheel spin, but he did not get going.
Yeah, Bruce Potter shot out of there, though, pretty good. With John T. Wimbish on his tail, the 27 makes a move there. Dylan Mirando riding around the apron. He clips the apron just a little bit as you see him bobble there coming off of turn number 4. He's side by side with John Wimbish as they are battling for that second position. Dylan with a nose over John T. as they dive down into 1 and 2. John goes way up the racetrack. He's going to forfeit that number 2 spot there, but he gets a good run off of turn 2, but can't quite get to the back bumper there of Dylan Mirando. We see our leader, Bruce Potter, push up the racetrack. That might be a product of having them older tires. Look who's coming, Troy Radford, as he is powering by on the high side, making that 94 go to work. He's right behind the 59 of Bruce Potter there. So he's going to move to the bottom, drop in behind John T. Wimbish off of turn number 2.
Yeah, it looks like those guys are really paying the price for staying out. Those tires, you know, don't seem like they'd mean much with 8 laps on them, man, but you know, fresh rubber is the way to go, I believe, tonight.
I totally agree. I'm always a fan of 4 tires and fuel. 2 tires is never a call I would make. Very, very rarely.
Yeah, this is the old Texas. This isn't updated yet on iRacing, so it does like to chew up tires quite a bit.
Yeah, a little bit bumpy, you know.
Yeah,
but I use them.
Yeah, that's another challenge we haven't really talked about is the bumps here, man, and especially when you got a tight car. I mean, you get in a turn in these cars and it just wants to go straight up the track. If you hit a bump, it does that anyway. So, makes it quite a bit of a handful.
Yeah, I use those bumps to my advantage. You know, I use them as a marker. So I hit my marks. I use those bumps to know when to get back in the throttle or whatnot.
Exactly. That's one of the things about this track that makes it so fun and interesting. Is one of my favorites is the bumps. You know, it gives a little bit of character. It's not silky smooth like some of the other cookie cutter tracks.
Bruce Potter's dropped way back. Him and Dylan, Darren Clement. Bruce Potter's back to 8th. Darren Clement back to 13th there after staying out. These guys up front. John T. Wimbish just takes over the lead there from our race, previous race leader there, Dylan Mirando. Dylan drops back to 2nd, right in front of Troy Rafford. Now Troy making a move to the inside there on the 27 as they dive down into 1. Oh, looks like Dylan got into the wall there just a little bit there on entry.
Man, he almost clipped Troy's right rear there. It was close.
Well, that gives Troy the advantage of not having anybody around him, and now he's get his shot to run down John T. Wimbish. Can John T. Wimbish stay out front of Troy Rafford? That's a good question.
Well, John's got what we was talking about a while ago. He didn't beat him off pit road, but he is in front of him. I mean, now it's his hand. You know, it's in his court. He's got to lead Troy Radford here, and you know, kind of take his line away, and hopefully start pulling away.
Yeah, and you know, if you see somebody catching you, you kind of look in the mirror, you can kind of see what they're doing and you know what line they're running. So if he starts seeing Troy pull up on his back bumper, he might start looking in the mirror, change up his line just a little bit. But right now, he's doing good. His last lap was a 29.760. Troy Rafford was a 29.818. So John T. Wimbish, the fastest one out there right now. Second fastest is Eric Driggins in the 42 there back in 6th.
It says a lot about Eric's car. He's able to get those lap times back in traffic. I mean, that really plays a big part, especially somewhere like here also.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And you know, we know he's got a fast car. He qualified up there pretty good. He had a fast lap there in practice as well. So the 42 coming on strong here at Texas after a rough race at Iowa. But Iowa is just one of those tracks where you don't know what's going to happen there. You just kind of go in and hope for the best.
Yeah, Iowa's kind of a wild card since, like I said, I've never seen them run there in a cup car. I don't believe these guys had either, so nobody knew what to expect, but it was definitely a good race and wild finish.
Yeah, and Texas is one of those tracks where you kind of control a lot of your fate by, you know, whatever it may be, practice or the line you run or being easy on your car, whatever your strategy is, you kind of got everything at your hands. It's all up to you, really.
Yeah, we were down in the garage talking to John Wimbish before the race started. And that's what he was put emphasis on, is actually just taking care of your equipment and trying to make it last between pit stops here.
Well, one thing I know about Troy is he don't save a whole lot. At least it don't seem like he does. Maybe he's saving right now because Chris Stump's starting to pull up on him there in the 98. Chris Stump just a tick faster than Troy Rafford last time by the start-finish line. John T. Wimbish still pretty quick, but Chris Stump, I think he was the fastest one last time by.
I don't think Troy's saving too much. He was pushing it off of 2 and 4 that last lap. He about got into the wall. He might need to sit back and just cool him off just a hair and make another stab at it here.
Chris Stump makes his way around Troy Rafford on the high side there. Not sure if Troy let him by or if he just powered around him on the high side there. But either way, Chris Stump moves up to second. Now he's got his sights set on John T. Wimbish there, and John's opened up a nice little gap between him and Chris Stump, the 0.9 seconds, almost a whole second.
And these are your top 3 in points too, your top 3 here at Texas. So these guys have been good and consistent all year. The only one that hasn't won out of these top 3 is John Wimbish, and he's looking forward to changing that tonight.
Yeah, John looking for a win. I know he can get one before the season's over. Eventually he's gonna find his rhythm, and right now it looks like his rhythm's here in Texas, and he might get a win here tonight and then end up on a row, and that's typically how the momentum works. But Troy Rafford, he's going to have to fight Troy and Chris Stump, and also Tommy Haynes and Eric Driggins, the whole top 5 pretty quick.
Yeah, he's definitely got clean air on his side. It looks like that might be a play into this race a lot tonight, especially early in the going. I think they have a 40% track state, so once more rubber gets laid down, we might start to see a little bit different groove come in. It might get faster on the high side.
Tommy Haynes with the fastest lap that time by. Tommy Haynes in fourth. We're looking at him right here. He ran a 440. John T. Wimbish ran a 466. Chris Stunt ran a 451. They're all in the fours. So, you know, it's pretty much identical there as we see Eric Driggins get a run up on the back of Tommy Haynes there. Almost pulls right up on his back bumper. Tommy running a little bit of a higher line there than the 42. Eric way up high there, the 42. I believe he taps the wall there. I'm not for sure. I have to look, see if he's got any damage. I don't think so. He might have just barely rubbed against it, but he goes way high there in 3 and 4. Ed Moore's starting to move in here on Eric Driggins as we took a lap around in that 42 machine. Got a good look at what it's like to run out here at Texas Motor Speedway here in these cup cars for the USRL 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series. Right now, John Wimbish still the leader by 1.1 seconds over Chris Stump. Troy Radford in third. Tommy Haynes, Eric Driggins rounds out the top 5. And you see the 42 right there getting some pressure from behind there. The number 7 of Ed Morris looking to move up into the top 5.
Yeah, while down talking to John earlier before the race, he also said that fuel run's going to be between 34 to 36 laps, so we're going to be seeing these guys hit pit road in probably about 10 more laps. That should be interesting. They'll probably be hitting pit road on the green.
Yep, that sounds about right. They had a caution around lap 6 or so, so I think they went green lap 10, lap 11. So yeah, about 10, maybe 15 or so. I don't know, but you're probably right.
Yeah, these cars already don't want to turn, so it's going to be hard to make that left-hand turn on the pit road.
I would say run about 28 laps. Wow, Eric Driggins just bobbles all the way down the backstretch there in the 42. He hung on to it, but he had a tough time there coming off of turn number 2 there and didn't quite catch it there until he was entering 3.
Yeah, that'll wake you up for sure.
Tommy Haynes makes his way around Troy Radford. Troy drops back to 4th. Tommy moves up into 3rd. I'm looking at the line these guys are running, and you know, a while ago they were kind of a little bit higher there, and earlier they started off running really low down around the bottom, and then they moves up. Now look how high they're running there through 1 and 2, almost like 2.5 lanes up. Oh, Troy Radford loose off of turn number 2, hard in the inside wall, barrel rolls down the backstretch there with cars flying by, and the caution's going to come out here. Wow, what a hard hit there by Troy Radford. I seen him get loose coming through the tri-oval, and we're going to go back and take a look. Of when he was coming through the tri-oval, because Here he is right here. He's coming into 3. And then off of turn number 4, he comes down the front stretch. And it looks like he gets a little loose right there. You see him wiggle. And then when he drives down into turn number 1 right here, it looks okay. It looks okay. And then wham, he just loses it and flips down the backstretch. What a ride he took. Hopefully he's okay. Let's jump in the cockpit from his helmet cam and let's take a look at what actually happened. We see he's got some damage on his right side and it just snaps loose on him on the exit there, Dustin.
Yeah, this track's notorious for that. If you enter or exit a turn really low here at Texas off of turn 2, it just wants to snap with you, and it's hard to catch because when you try to correct it back to the right, it just wants to go straight to the wall. It looks like what bit Troy there.
Yeah, hard hit for him, and unfortunately, that's going to end his night here at Texas. After starting on the pole, man, a tough break for the 94 machine. Good Lord, he hit that wall hard.
Yeah, that's bad. They were getting ready to pit here the next couple laps, and he could have got him some fresh rubber on that thing. I know that's what he was battling with, trying to catch John there early on in the going. So tough break, man. Hate to see that.
One too many beers, Derek said. No, I don't believe that. Tough track tonight. You know, Dustin, you went out in the car, you said, and these guys have their work cut out for them tonight here. These cars are really tough to drive. Let's take a look at the weather here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And if you know a little bit about iRacing, maybe this will answer some of your questions here at Texas. It's clear. The winds are coming out of the northeast at 12 miles an hour right now. The air temperature is only 65, so it's kind of cool, and the track is 94. Gives you an idea of what the weather's like here, but the car is not like you would expect it. A little bit tight, a little bit loose, and if you know what tight loose is, then you know what happened to Troy Radford right there. Lights are still on the pace car here, so let's get a word in with our race leader, John Wimbish. John T. Wimbish, you got a copy?
Yeah, Jerry, I got you, bud.
Well, we were watching Troy right there on the replay, and the car just snaps on him, and he hits the wall there pretty hard, ends his night. How's the car feel?
That's pretty tight. I mean, over the run there, everything kind of slicks up. You can get a little loose here and there, so you really got to start backing it up here. That's the thing about the Cup car is, you know, you can drive it off in there pretty hard for a couple laps, but if you don't take care of your stuff and have any grip and try to do something, you got to back it up and take it easy. So it's real easy for that to happen here this afternoon setting, track condition being the way it is. So not surprised that happened. I mean, somebody as good as Troy, it can happen to anybody. So just got to be careful here.
Yeah, and you got a fast race car, man. Good looking race car as well. You managed to put that thing up front. You're gonna plan on keeping it up there, I would guess. Good luck on the race out there tonight, and we'll talk to you in Victory Lane, maybe.
Yeah, I hope so, man. We'll see if we can, you know, put in Victory Lane for once. Be nice.
Yeah, looks like you're gonna have your teammate Tommy Haynes there. He looks like to be good on the long run. He started picking up some spots there as the tires started getting a little wear on them. So
yeah, we do enough. We know what to do with these Cup cars. So we'll see how it shakes out, man.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, lights are off on the pace car. They're going green this time by here as they are riding through turns number 3 and 4. Pace car is going to pull off the track and leave it wide open for the 56 of John Wimbish with Tommy Haynes on his outside. Second row is going to be Ed Morris and Chris Stump. Third row is going to be Eric Driggins and Adam Jocelyn. Fourth row is going to be Jack Walls and Dustin Ping. Bruce Potter and Dale Albright rounds out the top 10, and we're back racing.
It's like John had a little bit of tire spin there, just a little bit. I was wondering if he would, especially even on fresh tires, to get a little bit of tire spin here.
Well, they got an 800 and something horsepower there.
Looks like Tommy just got a little bit out of the groove there on exit of 2 and kind of pushed up. He had to get out of the gas. He's going to lose a few spots.
Yeah, that allowed Ed Morris and Chris Stump to get around him. Now Chris Stump in second, Ed Morris in third. Tommy Haynes in fourth with a lot of pressure here from Eric Driggins, the 42.
Yeah, and we already documented earlier in the race here that 42's got a fast machine. Maybe he can come up to the front and dice it up a little bit with these guys.
Don't count any of these cars out yet. After what we've seen there from Troy Radford, you never know what could happen. So, hey, Alvin. Alvin Morris joined us. Thank you, Alvin.
And that 7 car, he's a guy we've been seeing over the past few races get faster and faster. And he's really starting to make a name for himself out here in the USRL. So I wouldn't, like I said, don't count anybody out. It looks like he's coming to the front.
Yeah, we're only 40 laps into this one, and we were about to be coming up on green flag pit stops. We haven't had green flag pit stops just yet. So I'll be excited to see the guys come in and pit road and try to get back out there. That's a difficult thing to do as well. John T. Wimbish gets really close to the wall there off turn 2. Tommy Haynes making a move on Ed Morris there, diving to the bottom. So they're going to go side by side off turn 4 and race it through the tri-oval here.
Yeah, with these tracks, it's hard to make a pass. You know, single file is hard enough. Trying to go side by side with somebody, especially trying to pass them, it's a tough task to do. So Tommy's got his hands full. Lucky did get by there. So
yeah, you lose a little bit of time there to the people in front of you, so it kind of lets them get away. As you see, Chris Stunt pulls away there from Tommy Haynes, but Tommy takes over that 3rd spot there. Eric Driggins in 4th, and Ed Morris is going to wind up in 5th. John T. Wimbish out front by half of a second there over Chris Stump. As we got a tight battle between 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th right here. These guys all lined up single file right now. We got a guy making a move here. The number 9 there of Dustin Ping. Napa machine. Napa know-how.
it's like Chris Stump was ever so slightly closing in on John's bumper here. I know John's looking through the mirror and he's like, daggone, man, I can't get rid of this guy. But Chris is just a fast guy, man. He's very competitive and very rarely makes any mistakes. So
I think he said that's his dad. Well, here we are, the 7 of Ed Morris right here. Let's do a lap around here and take a look what it's like to ride around with Ed Morris here from his helmet cam. Oh, Tommy Haynes right in front of Ed Morris there, battling with Eric Driggins. And you see, they almost got together coming off of 2. Eric Driggins running a really high line through 3 and 4. Was able to clear Tommy Haynes there off turn 4. I think Eric might have found something on the high side. Right now, Ed Morris running middle to low, something like that. Seems to be working out for him as he is closing in on Tommy Haynes. Hey, Ron. Appreciate you for stopping by. Thanks to everybody for coming in here and chatting with me. Hey, chat with me. If there's a driver that you would like to get an interview in with, if we go under caution, let me know who it is and what you want to ask them, and we'll try to pull them up here and get a word with them on the radio. Things are starting to heat up here around Ed Morris, because right behind Ed, we got Adam Jocelyn, Jack Walls, Dale Albright, and Dustin Ping. All pretty much nose to tail there.
It looks like Chris kind of tried a second groove there for a lap or so and lost a little bit of time to John. Trying to close back in on him now.
John Wimby still out front, 6/10 of a second there over Chris Stump. Chris Stump in second there. Eric Driggins in third. Tommy Haynes, Edward Morris, Jack Walls, Adam Jocelyn, Dustin Ping, and Trey Hoovler. And Dale Albright rounds out the top 10 as your running order right now. What's up, Baker? Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, last night by we seen Chris Stump just barely getting to that wall in the four. He's got a little bit of right front damage here. Let's see if it affects him much.
See if we can get a look at that car, the 98. I don't see a whole lot there, but I know these cars look a little bit tight there because they get really close to the wall coming off of turn number 2, which I think is the most treacherous corner on the track right now. It's turn 2.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier, the banking just falls flat there off the turn. You're still having to turn the car, and there is no banking there to catch it, so it makes it pretty treacherous getting off of 2.
Well, they've been out there for about 18 laps. I believe 15 of those were are hot laps, so trying to think about how long they got till pit stops. I'd say about 18, 20 more laps. Maybe 15 or 18 laps. So about lap 65 or 70 they'll be coming, I believe. I don't know. I ain't a mathematician.
Gasmatician. Yeah, I think they took the green around lap 40, so I think that'll put them around 75 or something like that.
Sounds good to me.
But like you said earlier, you might not want to go that far on your tires. Just depends, because you know you're still gonna have to make those stops. You can stretch it out, and maybe just, I don't know if you can make it on one more or not. I don't believe we can. It's gonna be at least 2 more stops. So.
Yeah, I would say so. Wow. Todd Sargent's pulling back out on the track there after being on pit road, getting his car worked on. Never give up. I love that mentality there. Tommy Haynes side by side with Eric Driggins right here as they come across the start-finish line and down into turn number 1. Eric Driggins really making that high line work. He's found some speed up there. Tommy Haynes looks good on the longer runs after starting outside pole on this restart. He's dropped back. And they are fighting for that 3rd position there. Him and Eric Driggins and Edward Morris trying to move in there and creep up in the top 3.
Yeah, he's definitely making that high line work there. It's just a little less stress on those tires. You can kind of let it, you don't have to put as much wheel into it up there, and he's making it work right now.
Still side by side off of 2.
Man, he's getting close to that wall.
Yeah, Eric running a really different line than anyone else out there that I've seen, you know, and he's getting right up next to that. I've never even ran a line up that high here in Texas.
I don't believe I have either.
Not on purpose, anyways.
But I had to learn something. I'd run official races this week, and after the tires start fading away, that high line does come into a little bit of effect there. So It actually did move up quite a bit.
Well, they were almost 3 wide right here. Tommy Haynes trying to hold off Ed Morris and the 83 of Jack Walls. Jack's car's coming on here in the long run.
There's a bunch of cars here battling for position, so it's going to make it pretty interesting here watching them battle until they make the green flag stop, hopefully.
Yeah, they're pretty tightly packed together here. This is, looks like Eric Driggins in 3rd, Ed Morris 4th, Jack Walls 5th, Tommy Haynes in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th you see there as well, which is Dustin Ping, Adam Jocelyn, and Trey Hoovler. Wow. These guys pretty close together here after being out there for 25 laps. John T. Wimbish has a 1.6 second lead over Chris Stump.
Tommy's lost a lot of spots here. I'm not sure what might be having trouble here. Ill handling car, you know, trying to use his tires up racing these guys.
Yeah, Tommy's starting to fall off there. Looks like Dustin Ping's starting to pull up on him. He's not fighting too hard. He's kind of just letting them go. So
yeah, we did just see him running side by side for about 3 or 4 laps with the 42 car. So I mean, that might have did his tires in even this early in the run. He's still got 10 or 15 more laps to go in this run.
Yeah, and the 42 is trying to keep it out front, hold on to that 3rd spot there. But Ed Morris, Jack Walls, and Trey Hoovler's pulling up on the back bumper of that 42. Ed Morris has really stepped it up, especially at Iowa. Oh, contact. They were 3 wide off of 2. Man. What a save by Eric Driggins in the 42. He hangs on to it. And we stay green, but we're definitely going to go back and take a look. The 42 of Eric's going to come down pit road. Let's go back on the replay and look at that one time. Ed Morris there, really high. Oh, he comes down onto the 83 of Jack Walls, and they make contact. It loosens up the 42, and he catches it. He only gets a little bit of right front damage there.
Yeah, he was the other part of that equation we were just talking about with John or Tommy Haynes running side by side for multiple laps. They might have just burned their tires up.
Yeah, we're starting to see the effect of those long runs here in this Cup Series car. It ain't getting no easier to drive, obviously. So we can kind of see as they come off of turn 2, all of them have a slight wiggle or some kind of, it's not real smooth coming off of 2.
Yeah, I was noticing that when I went out for a few laps before the race started. It seemed like when you come off of 2, the wheel just wanted to snap with you, out of nowhere. Almost like you were falling off like over a bump or whatever. The car really wants to snap off the turn.
Well, Ed Morris moves up to 3rd through all the madness that just went on. So we'll take you through the top 5. John T. Wimby still out front by a long ways.
Just missed pit road there. He was
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got guys on pit road there. The 7.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Jerry.
Oh, you're good. The 7, the 18 on pit road.
Also, he's got to pay a penalty there for that. I'm not sure. He went outside the cone and cut back into pit road, so I think that's going to be an unsafe pit entry, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we're going to find out right here as we're watching them make their pit stops. The 98, they dropped the jack, and he is still in his box, so he is serving a penalty right now. That's going to set him back. I believe 15 seconds is the penalty that they hold you there.
John just hit pit road also, so looks to be clean so far.
Perfect stop in his box there. We missed his entry on the pit road, so not sure how clean he got on pit road, but he slid perfectly into his box, and now he's off after getting 4 tires and some fuel on lap 66. Tommy Haynes right there, right now is your race leader. So we see Tommy go around John Wimbish. It's going to put John a lap down, but when Tommy comes back in, it'll all cycle back through. John T. Wimbish getting back up to speed here on the back stretch. As the 97 pulls up. Or is that the 97? We don't have a 97, do we? Yeah, Jerry Glenn. Tommy Haynes staying out there. He's going to be looking to come down pit road pretty soon as John Wimbish is going to get his lap back the hard way, racing around the 17. Now he is on the tail end of the lead lap. As Tommy Haynes comes on to pit road, that's going to turn over the lead to Jerry Glenn, the 97. Darren Clement right now in third. John T. Wimbish in fourth. There's your new race leader right here, Darren Clement. Darren, the only car to not come down pit road just yet. And I'm sure he's coming in right now. So it's going to turn over the race lead back to the 56 here at John T. Wimbish. And with Chris Stump getting a penalty, that's going to put John T. Wimbish way out in front of these other guys right now. He's out front. I believe he has a 3-second lead. Right here, it should score John T., your race leader. And it'll update here. And 3.5 seconds is the gap between first and second. John T. Wimbish in first. Adam Jocelyn right here, the 61. He's in second. He's been out there for 9 laps. He pitted about 5 laps before John did. And in third, we have Jack Walls in the 83 Pennzoil. Beautiful car right there. Fourth is going to be Ed Morris right here, and he's got a little bit of damage on that car. Don't look real bad, but any kind of damage at Texas is not good. But he's still running some pretty decent lap times out there, so good luck to you. Dustin Ping, he's in fifth, the number 9 right here, Napa Know-How Machine. Trey Hoovler back in 6th, the 18 car, Snickers Crisper. A pretty cool looking car too. Reminds me of Kyle Busch, the fastest driver in NASCAR.
That's your opinion.
Kyle Busch, the best driver in NASCAR to ever live. Is that right, Ron?
You mean he's the GOAT?
That's right. The greatest.
Man, these laps sure are going out, going by quick. Lap 75 here. Or coming up on 75.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of slow right now. Give us an update on the points.
Let me pull those back up real fast.
10-4. Kevin Harvick was fast tonight, or today. That's right, Ron.
Okay, so we entered tonight. Chris Stump as our leader in points. He had a 7-point lead on John Wimbish, followed by Troy Radford in third. Tommy Haynes was fourth, and Dustin Phillips fifth. So, like I said, the top 3 in points had a win, except for John. He's looking to change that now tonight. So that'll definitely help him, you know, in the points, being 7 points out of the lead. So he might end up taking his points lead over Just depends on where Chris Stump ends up at, and if John does pull it off.
Yeah, if Chris Stump's probably looking for a caution here after that penalty, he's stuck one lap down back in 14th position, so it might be possible for John to leave here with the points lead then, sounds like.
Yeah, everything's falling in John's lap tonight. You know, he's just got to keep doing what he's been doing, and looks like it may be his thing, but, you know, it's never over, though. We still got plenty of laps to go.
Yeah, Ron, you should be out on the track. Yeah, Kyle Busch has won at every track.
Except the Roval.
They don't count.
I think
only one person's won there, right?
Yep. Blaney.
He was super fast today, man. I'm starting to become a fan of Blaney, man. He is not only got a good equipment. I mean, he's a good driver, man. He's really fast.
Yeah, he's really coming into his own, you know, especially there with Penske, and they got a good team there at Penske now, man. Those guys are really fast, all three of them.
Hey, he might have the best haircut in NASCAR, Blaney.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely got a, I don't know if you want to call that a, what do they call that,
mullet?
Mullet, yeah, mullet,
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, it's similar, I guess. It's probably not technically a mullet, but if I was in NASCAR, I would go with the what's his name with the mullet?
Joe Dirt.
Yeah, Joe Dirt. That's me. Oh, 10-4 run.
What is his slogan? Life's a garden, dig it.
We've been watching John here for a while, and Jack Walls is 6.9 seconds back here. He's holding on to second in this 83 machine. Ed Morris is only 0.7 of a second behind him, but 7 seconds behind John, almost 8 seconds behind our race leader. So the top three is separated quite a bit. The closest race on the track is going to have to be Dustin Ping and Trey Hubler right here. Dustin Ping in 6th, Trey Hubler in 5th. So it's a battle for 5th. And this is the closest race on the track right now. Here I'm working that throttle too. Let's take a lap around here with Trey Hubler and listen to him work that throttle, and you can also see his RPMs there. Still working on the new overlay. I got a few more things to add to it, but wanted to bring it out tonight. Tonight was the opening season for season number 2 with the International Dirt Association, presented by Online Dirt Connections. So came out with the new overlay, the new ticker, and all that good stuff, just to get it going. And you know, next week we'll have more stuff added to it. Right now, don't have a whole lot of stuff to it. Most of it's for dirt. But I hope y'all like it. I hope it looks okay. Hope it's easy to read for you. If not, hey, let me know. Type it out. I need some feedback on it. Eric, hey, Eric, man. So yeah, if there's something that I should change, or a color that's hard to read, let me know. We'll take care of it. So we've been riding along here with Trey Hubler. Trey's in 5th, starting to pull away from Dustin Ping there. So He's found his groove. Eric Driggins drops back to 11th. And we got a pack of cars right here. Tommy Haynes, Eric Driggins, and the 59 of Bruce Potters. Tommy Haynes dives to the bottom here, tries to get around him on the inside. Bruce Potter up on the high side with Eric Driggins. They come off turn number 4. This is Bruce is, well, Tommy's in 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yeah, and that guy right behind him, Jerry Glenn, in the 97 car, man, this thing looks like a modified. He don't have no front clip at all on the, the headlight panel there.
Yeah.
He's still out there, man, trying to get those points. He's the first car lap down, so.
Yes.
He would also like to see a caution.
Yeah, it's coming up. Getting close to the end. I'm probably about one more cycle of pit stops. I'd say they'd be coming in anytime now. Next 10 laps. I'd say short pit and run out the last segment there, about 30 to 35 lap run. I'm not sure what these guys are going to do. They're on their own strategy, but John Wimbish has got a 7.8 second lead, almost 8 seconds over Jack Walls in second. Ed Morris still in that number 3 spot. Adam Jocelyn in 4th. Actually just lost that spot to Trey Hoovler when they went across the start finish line that time. But Adam fighting back on the inside here. We're gonna watch this battle. This battle right here is for 4th. A little bit of damage on that Snickers number 18. And it looks like Adam is gonna let him go there. He definitely checked up to let him go. Some of these guys might go to a fuel saving strategy here later on.
Looks like everybody's gonna have to pit here one more time. We got a 125 lap race, so I think we might see a lot of them come in around the century mark, and somebody might pit just a little bit early, like you said. I mean, they could make it 35 laps at least, so.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Anytime here in the next 10 laps, these guys could be coming down pit road. Yeah, I agree with that, Ron. 95 or so.
Oh, we got a car sideways.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
There it is. And there it is, turn 2 again, man. It's just a...
Oh, that's Adam Jocelyn.
Oh,
and that's going to let them pit under caution.
Yep, and that will be the last pit stop if we don't have another caution.
Another one loses it off of turn 2, I believe. We're going to watch Adam here, and he just loses it in the middle of the backstretch. So it actually come loose there off of 2, and he was fighting it down the backstretch, and then it got away from him. And a lot of damage on that car now.
Yeah, it looks like these guys just might have enough fuel to make it to the end if we go green. So it's going to be right there on the edge. I think they should be able to make it if they maybe save a little bit under caution.
All right, let's get a race summary here so far. We've had 3 cautions for 8 laps and 8 lead changes. Wow. 8 lead changes. That's an awful lot.
Right, yeah, it is.
For 20 cars, you know.
So what do you think? Well, looks like Jerry Glenn's going to get the free pass here, if I'm not mistaken. And I guess that'll put Chris Stump either having to do a wave around, or what you think he's going to do here?
That's a good question. I'd say, yeah. He got stuck a lap down there because he, got that penalty.
Yeah, I think he took the wave around there. It's showing him on the lead lap now.
Well, let's take a look.
Jerry Glenn, so I think he took the wave around.
Chris Stump will have to take the wave around. Jerry got the lucky dog.
Yep.
Yeah. Jerry Glenn gonna get it. He is the lucky dog.
John easily gonna get the lead or keep the lead off pit road here.
Yeah, he come in quite a bit ahead of everybody else. I'm not sure. Oh, as those lap cars were up front, they're separating them. Well, it's looking good for John Wimbish here, being able to start on the pole. Enough fuel to make it. Don't have to worry about making any more green flag stops.
Yeah, he's kept his fenders clean. I think that's helped him a lot. I don't think these cars like it with a little bit of damage. I think it upsets the handling quite a bit. As long as he keeps it up, man, he looks like he's going to have this one wrapped up. But like we always say, man, it's not over till it's over.
That's right. You know
that. This thing could get wild. You know, we could have another two or three cautions, and there's Chris Stump right back to the front, man. So you just never know how it's going to play out.
I was looking for Ed Morris on the radio. I can't. I'm scanning through. I don't see the 7 car. I was going to try to get a talk to him.
Let's see if I can find him here.
He's hid his radio frequency from everybody, so we can't see it.
Yeah, I think he don't want to share any information. Maybe he thinks somebody's spying on him.
Well, he's in third. He's definitely got a shot at this. Still got a pretty good looking car. Let's take a look at that car. Does have a little bit of damage though, it looks like. He's going to be starting right behind our leader, John Wimbish. Trey Hoofler is going to be on the outside of John in the 18. And the 18, I think he's got a little bit as well. He's got some front end damage on it. Let's see, Dustin Ping. Let's see if he's got any. I don't see none. What about Keith Dunn? He looks good. Darren Clement looks good. Michael Thwaites looks good. A little damage on the rear, it looks like. Tommy Haynes still clean. And Eric Driggins, a little bit of right front. Jerry Glenn with a little front end damage as well. Bruce Potter coming off of pit road with a decent, well, it looks good. I don't see anything on that either. And the 83 of Jack Walls there still looking good. So a couple cars with damage and a couple without damage. It's going to be mixed up a little bit.
You said Chris took the wave around there? Still showing me he's a lap down here, but it may be wrong.
Chris Stump, 1 lap down. We'll find out when they cross start finish line. He should have got the, he should have got the wave though. Green flag's out here. One more time, and John T. Wimby wastes no time hammering down. The 18 of Trey Hoofler falls right along with him. Dustin Ping in third, and the 7 of Ed Morris there in fourth. And they are mixing it up a little further back. Let's take a look at these guys because there is a race going on back here for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Eric Driggins there on the bottom, the 42, which has been up on the high side for the most of this race.
Tell you what, man, Trey Hoover's looking pretty good right now. He's right in John's tire tracks.
See, these cars get a little mixed up coming off of 2, man, and it's like, you know how easy it is to, you know, total that car out. Every time I see them wiggle, I know that they're having some trouble.
Yeah, that wiggle don't look too big on TV, but when you're inside the car, that's a big deal.
Absolutely, man. You see a couple cars out there tonight, you know, try to save it all the way down the straightaway, you know. And, hey, Eric Driggins, fortunately, he saved it. But a couple other cars couldn't hang on to it and ended up slamming the inside wall there. As they go side by side here, Tommy Haynes and Ed Morris.
That's another thing a lot of people don't really realize with these cup cars. I mean, any car, but I think it's worse with the cup cars. About the hardest place to drive them is in a straight line or on a straightaway. There isn't any bank in there to hold the car.
Oh, yeah.
If you're on an edge, you're on a razor's edge one way or the other, whether you're, you know, just trying to keep it straight.
Yeah, and they were saying in practice about it, it was getting loose in the travel.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. You just don't have any bank in there to keep the car. You know, it's not sucked down to the track like you'd want it to be. You want it to be like it is in the turn here.
Side by side, Eric Driggins and Darren and the 88 of Michael Thwaites there. That's for 7th. Eric Driggins going to win that battle. Up front, John Wimbish is out front by 0.6 of a second over Trey Hoovler. See Trey right there. Not that far back. Dustin Ping in 3rd, the number 9 Napa machine. Camaro Z01s, they looking good. John Wimbish has got this thing figured out right now. He is pretty much dominating the front end of this field. He has led a lot of laps. I know we've had 8 lead changes, but John's been out there for the majority of the time. And he has opened up a big lead. I mean, 3 or 4 seconds it was before that caution come out. If not more than that. Last time I looked, it was 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, I think it was around 7 seconds there.
Yeah.
Right before the caution popped. So, yeah, he was just kept gaining on those guys. But, you know, caution, it always bunches the field back together. And tell you, man, I'm surprised about the 18 car. He's been able to hang this close to John. He's got quite a bit of damage on the front of his car. So,
see Adam Jocelyn down on the bottom there, 1 and 2 coming off of pit row. And you're right, yeah, that little bit of damage, actually, it hurts a little more than you think it would, but for him to be that fast with that little bit of damage, I would hate to see him without damage. And he's actually closing the distance between him and John with that little bit of damage.
yeah, and that's another thing we were talking about earlier is the dirty air. And, I mean, that can completely change your car when you're behind 3 or 4 guys running side by side compared to what he's doing now. You know, running just in John's tire track. So, like you said, if you had a clean car, man, he might be up there battling for the win. I mean, like door to door. So, there's another guy.
Yeah, we're back under caution. I was getting ready to ask you. Looks like the 42.
Yeah, the 42 is sitting in the middle of the back straightaway. It looks like he might have spun all the way down to the back straightaway from the black marks there I'm looking at.
Well, let's watch him here on this replay because he's coming off of 2 now up on the high side. Looks like he kind of, gets contact.
Oh, man.
From the 88. Wow. I believe it was the 88. One of those yellow cars. But, yeah, that was a hard hit for him. Knocks the whole front end of his car off. And that's going to end his night here.
Yeah, I mean, the guy that got into him, you know, he definitely didn't mean to. It's just so hard to make evasive moves when you're that loose on a straightaway. That's just hard to do, so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you wiggle a little bit, and you end up wiggling 3 or 4 more times trying to catch it from the first time you did it.
And it looked like he was already committed to going low because he seen the 42 getting in the wall, and the 42 came back down, man, and he just didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, I hate it for Eric. He had a fast car, was running a really different line. Up in the top 5, though, most of the night. But now, man, he's going to have to Park it. There might be some fists flying after this one. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Stump's going to get back on the lead lap here with a wave around and have a chance to pit. So
that's right.
He might need one more caution to get to the front, but we'll see what happens here. It's like John's got a pretty good shot here, but that 18, man, he's looking good also.
18 of Trey Hubler, yeah, he was strong last run. You know, John got out to almost 7/10 of a second, and Trey reeled him in. He had it down to 0.5 there, half a second, so he knocked off a couple tenths in the last couple laps before that caution came out. But you're right, Dustin. This is going to give Chris Stump a chance to get back in the game. He's going to be able to restart there with some new tires and a full tank and work his way up through the field.
Gonna be a race here off pit road. Looks like John's barely going to get this race here. And that 18 car was fast on pit road too.
Yeah, that was a little while ago.
Oh, my bad. I'm glad I got to see it.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. Yeah, I do that all the time. No worries. See, I got a little thing that tells me if I'm live or not, so it's a little easier.
Yeah, I was a little behind by looking at that crash we had there.
Oh, you got one of those too?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Well, all right. I don't have no excuses then.
I need a big red light up on the wall.
Yeah. Well,
So
Trey
we're on
Hubler.
Or live.
Let's get a talk in with Trey. Trey Hubler, Jay Weezy, you got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
I mean, you got a little bit of damage, but, you know, right before that caution come out, you knocked 2/10 off of that lead John had on you. Car still fast?
Yeah, it's not bad. 88 checked up real hard for a non-caution, front damage, but it's been all right. It's not as fast as it could be, so I'm just doing my normal, just not burning it off on the front end, and it works on the long run, but if these guys keep wrecking, it ain't gonna matter, so.
Yeah, well, you know, they ain't got much time left here in this one, so you're going to be starting up there on the outside of the front row. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hope it's a good finish.
Trey Hubler.
Yeah, we're going to watch these guys here on the start of this, or the restart here. They really wiggled quite a bit more than I thought they would on fresh tires, so that's pretty, I don't really like spinning my tires on the start, man. It's too sketchy for me, especially when you got people, you know, getting all they can on the start of a race. So it's something to watch here.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, coming, like, right now on the backstretch, that's where I would simulate a restart, you know, kind of gas it up and see what it does. That way I know what it's going to do. So I kind of do that a couple times on the backstretch. But yeah, you're right, man. These cars, it's so easy to lose the back end on these restarts. They have so much power, and you just can't put that power down to the concrete, no matter what kind of tires you got. Sometimes they hold up, sometimes they don't. But we're about to find out right here, because the pace car is going to pull off, and it's going to be on John Wimbish to hammer down. Dustin Ping, second row inside. Tommy Haynes up to fourth there, and Darren Clement to fifth.
Yeah, it looks like John played a little bit conservative, and 18 just got down on it. He was wiggling the tail end, but he stayed right there with John.
Oh, Dustin Ping had to check up there. He almost got in the back of Trey, but that's going to let John get away with the lead one more time, and now Dustin's going to move to the inside of Trey Hubler. Oh, so close there as he pulls up right behind the 18 as Tommy Haynes is door to door with Darren Clement. We got a race going on now here for second.
Yeah, I think if that 9 car could get by Trey Hubler there, he could run up on John. I'm not sure, man, but he's really kind of stuck behind him right now and fighting off these guys behind him.
Great battle here. It looks like Trey Hubler is going to clear him and take over that number 2 spot. So the fight's going to be for third between Dustin Ping, Tommy Haynes, and Darren Clement. And Jack Walls pulling up into the mix there, trying to move to the inside there, the 32 car. Looks like he's gonna have him clear here off into 3. Maybe not. Still side by side here. These guys right here battling for that number 5 spot. Jack Walls wants it. Darren Clement fighting to hold him off. Oh. They still side by side here. Let's go back up front. John Wimbish out front by 0.5. That's a half a second over Trey Hoovler. Dustin Ping in 3rd, Tommy Haynes in 4th. Those guys all single file. Jack Wall still with his hands full here. Darren Clement says, my turn to go low as he moves to the inside here. Jack Wall's around the 80 or the 32 there. What's up?
I think John might just be leaving a little bit of meat on the bone just in case he might need to use it here on the here at the end of this race. We still got a few laps to go, 10 laps to go. Anything can happen with a caution. So he's standing right there and I think he's keeping that gap, or he's minding the gap between him and the 18 car.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 to go here when they cross the line this time, and it looks like Trey Hoovler's starting to close that gap, but then John hammers down and opens it back up. So it took Trey a couple laps to knock off 2 tenths, and then John hammers back down. So you might be right. You know, maybe he was saving just a little bit there.
Yeah, I think he might be going a little bit slower and rolling the corner down on the bottom, man. Just save a little bit of tire.
With 10 to go, I'm not saving nothing.
Yeah, I think I'd be just going. I think that's what he's doing now. He's going now. He's not going to save anymore. He kind of figures, man, once we get to 5 to go, if a caution pops, we're just gonna, it's gonna be the end anyway. So
that's right. Yeah, I agree. But I do think he was saving there for a second. Just the way that the times were looking. Our next battle here is between Darren Clement, the 03 of Keith Dunn. Darren gets around him, or actually Darren holds him off. Keith Dunn pulls right up to the back end. That's a beautiful number 03 car that Keith Dunn's driving right there. As we got another battle here behind them. It looks like these guys, Dale Albright is fighting with, I believe this yellow car is a lap down. It's the 88 of Michael Thwaites. No, Dale Albright is a lap down. Michael Thwaites is in 12th.
yeah, Dale's 2 laps down here. So I think he might be one of the last guys in the race here. That is a lap down, so.
It's going to be 6 to go when they cross the line this time. Laps are left. If the caution comes out, the race is over. And Dustin Ping with a big wobble off turn number 4 as he got a little bit loose. Now Tommy Haynes up on the high side.
Yeah, I thought Tommy was going to run him over there. Tommy was kind of trying to see where he needed to go, and he had to kind of back off the gas because he was running up on the 9 car quick. So kind of messed up his momentum a little bit, but looks like we're going to have a battle here for this position in the closing laps.
Yeah, it's a 3-way battle for 3rd is what that is. Trey Hoovler's still behind John Wimbish in 2nd there. John's got a 7/10 of a second lead.
We see Tommy using that high line that we seen the 42 using earlier in the race, man. It looks like it's really came in. These guys had
Look at Dustin Ping. Oh, no.
Man.
Right in front of, Jerry Glenn barely makes it through. Chris Stump as well. A couple other guys. And that's going to probably put an end to it here. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm pretty sure that's going to put an end to it. Wow, Dustin Ping. You know, that'll be the 3rd victim of turn number 2, you know.
I think that's the calamity corner for tonight, Jerry.
Calamity corner here. We'll watch it on the replay as Dustin Ping is on the inside of Tommy Haynes. He's running about middle to low line there, and when he comes off of 2, just loses it, shoots up the track. Nobody was there, luckily, and Jerry Glenn and I guess, well, let's watch it one more time. Oh, yeah. Darren Clement, Keith Dunn, and Jerry Glenn, man. Those guys so lucky And I tell you what, we're going to watch it one more time because I want to see from the helmet cam what happened.
Yeah, no love for the napping machines here tonight. Both guys got collected off of turn 2, so man, I can't believe those guys missed it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, there's just a certain spot coming off of 2 that if you stay down too low, too late, it just kicks out on you. I've noticed that from years past running here. You kind of, if you watch the Pennzoil car behind him, you'll see him drift up, and the 9's still turning left, so it just gets too loose down there.
That was a crazy wreck. Another crazy wreck. That's the second or third time that's happened tonight.
Yeah, he was all 4 tires off the ground here, so very big hit. And man, he got lucky. None of those other guys hit him.
So are we going back green? That's the question.
I don't believe so, but
yeah, I don't believe so either.
that 03 car, man. Wow, I can't believe he missed the 9. Wow, that was close.
Well, if they don't go back green, that'd be, I'm sure that'll put a smile on John's face, because that's going to give him the win.
Yeah, John always told us he could win, but we didn't believe him. But he's going to make a believer out of us tonight. So.
That's right. If he does go back green, though, he's going to have to fight Trey Hoovler for 1 lap, and you never know what could happen there. So, you know, he definitely don't want to see it go back green.
I believe it's over, Jerry. It's 124 right there, so.
Yeah, we're at 2 to go.
Yeah, lights are still on here.
That's going to do it. You're right. That's going to give John T. Wimbish the win here for race number 4. They still got to make their way around the track 2 more times. Caution number 5, 18 caution laps, 8 lead changes, great race. Couple wrecks off of turn number 4 or 2. Those were some wild wrecks, man. But I've been there, Dustin. I've been there. I've had it happen to me countless times, and I know exactly what these guys were dealing with.
Yeah, if you ever get loose, especially how these cars are driving here tonight, you get a little loose, you just cannot save the car. You cannot correct it. If you try to correct it just a hair, it's 2 foot it takes. So, I mean, it just snaps with you. It's just how it is here at Texas. It's part of the track, turn 2. That's just how it's always been. So, it's collected a few guys tonight. Unfortunate for them, but looks like John T. Wimbish is taking the white flag there. So, I know he's happy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these cars are so hard to catch. That's why when Eric Driggins caught his, I was like, great save there, because once they're gone, they're gone. I mean, sometimes in some cars you can still catch them, but it seems like on these it's just super hard. They're a lot of fun to drive, though, so if you keep them underneath you, you have a lot of fun, and if you can't, you have a long rough night. All right, this is the last time around here for John Wimbish, and I'm sure he's excited. I can almost see him smiling. Or does he even smile? You think he smiles?
He might be smiling under that open face helmet over there. I'm not sure.
I ain't never seen him smile.
He had a celebratory beer under his seat there. He's in open down under pace laps here.
Well, this one finishes under caution here tonight, and the win goes to John T. Wimbish for race number 4, the United Southern Racing League's 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series. We got driver interviews coming right up as soon as these guys get themselves situated on the track. All right, let's get Tommy. Tommy finishes third tonight. Tommy Hayes, Jay Weezy, you got a copy?
Loud and clear, Jay. How y'all been?
Hey, man, been good. Tough track tonight, man, especially coming off of turn number 4. You had a fast car out there, and you kept it clean. Gonna finish on the podium tonight.
Yeah, I struggled in practice, and I made one change for qualifying, and got up into the front, and then one pit stop, I shot my pit. Had to back up, move forward, and I about went a lap down, and luckily I got a caution there to save me. And then after that, it was just hold on and see what I could get.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Demon Simworks number 17 was super fast out there, and I think you had a shot at the win. You seemed to make up most of your ground on the longer runs. Maybe took you a little while to get going, man, but I mean, to come out of here with a 3rd place finish, man, how's it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I just didn't hit nothing, and glad I got 3rd place here.
Oh yeah, we enjoyed it, man. Texas is a fun track. What was so tough about turn 2?
You had to feather the throttle and mash it at the right spot to get the drive off. I kind of backed my corners up so I could roll through the corner and probably power off. I know for about 5 or 6 laps, me and Eric run side by side, and I was like holding my breath not to push up into him. But, you know, we didn't hit nobody, and all in all, it turned out pretty good.
Absolutely, man. Can't complain, you know. And team finishes 1-3 tonight, so good job for the team out there at Texas. Anybody want to thank?
I thank John for putting the league on. Demon Simworks. Thank y'all for the broadcast, and I'm looking forward to next week, see what we can do.
All right, thanks, Tommy. Tommy Haynes started 5th, finished 3rd, and you led 3 laps tonight. Good job tonight. All right, we're going to move on. Trey Hoovler. We talked to him earlier. We'll get a talk in with him again here. Trey Hoovler, it's Jay Weezy. You got me?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Yeah, it seemed like you didn't have enough there at the end, but if it was a 1-lap shootout, man, I wasn't going to count you out. What do you think?
Yeah, the damage hurt on the short run. I think I was the best long run car. When they keep wrecking, tearing the fence down, you never get a chance to kind of pace yourself and go for it. And balls to the wall isn't really my style. I just kind of hang back and let the race come to me. So I think if that run before had gone green to the end, I think I would have got it, but John had a good short run car.
Yeah, and it seemed like turn 2 was a turn tonight that was giving everybody the trouble. We had 3 different cars, including Troy Radford, that came off of turn 2 and just couldn't hang on to it, even after, you know, coming off of the corner 100 and something times. You know, it gets away from you one time, and you just can't keep it underneath you. But you ended up keeping it underneath you to come home 2nd tonight after starting 18th. I mean, you did everything you could. You couldn't pull off the win, but you had a phenomenal night out there in a fast race car.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, my time, my tail brushed the wall coming off of 4 for my qualifying lap. It would have been a P2.867 qualifying lap, but brushed the wall instead of starting the back, and I knew they were going to be tearing the fence down because they don't know how to back out of the throttle, so I knew that was going to be happening. So I just kind of took it easy and just kind of worked my way up there. But John had a great car. Congrats to him, and congrats to Tommy on P3.
Yeah, man, good job out there for you tonight, man. Anybody want to thank?
Thank John putting the league on. All the guys I'm racing with, Chris Dale, Bruce, Todd Sargent, all the guys that run the channel. Good stuff tonight, and just appreciate everybody being out here, and appreciate y'all putting on the broadcast. So it was a good show.
Yeah, tough break for Todd Sargent tonight, man. I hate to see that for the 30. But hey, man, good job. 2nd tonight. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Y'all take it easy.
Thanks, you too. All right, that was Trey Hoovler. We're going to move on to our winner here, John T. Wimbish. John Wimbish, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, boy.
All right, man. Well, you know, we're all wondering, do you smile, and are you smiling? Because you pulled this one off tonight. You led 106 laps, pretty much dominated out there. Beautiful looking car, kept it clean, and you're going to park that thing in victory lane here tonight for the USRL Demon Simworks 2018 Cup Series. How's it feel?
Man, it feels good. Finally get my first win, man. I've been waiting a long time for this to happen, and I had a good car, had a good race here, and my 2-year-old in the background screaming and hollering too. So
hey, he's happy Daddy won. Daddy did it. I can't blame him. You know, I almost screamed like that for you, but we're going to hold off till after. So, you know, coming out here with the win tonight, it's going to give you the chance to walk away as the points leader. Speaking of points, you're doing good in the points, you know, and being able to walk out here with that win, being one of the top 3 that hadn't had a win tonight, you're going to be able to check that mark off, get you a win, and possibly walk out of here with the points lead.
Yeah, we just got to keep at it, man. You know, keep practicing doing what we do, and appreciate everybody, you know, all my teammates, Tommy and Darren. Had a good run. Appreciate all those guys keeping it good and clean. Put on a hell of a race again. And I finally got this Demon Simworks, Demon Racing Chassis, Chevy in victory lane for once here. It's my first win in USRL, so I'm pretty stoked about it, man.
Beautiful car, man. Beautiful car. I love the Demon Simworks chassis, or the Demon Racing chassis car. The paint job on there is phenomenal. So whoever did that, good job. And hey, man, good job to you. 106 laps out there you led. Started 4th, finished 1st. Can't beat it. Anybody want to thank?
Yeah, just thank all the guys here to show up and race with us here at USRL. And have some good, clean races, real competitive races. Thank you guys for putting the broadcast on. Demon Simworks, Demon Racing Chassis, and everybody for watching, man. We have a good time doing this, and I appreciate all the guys that show up and, you know, choose to run here with us. We've had a lot of fun, and so far, man, it's been a great league. Nobody complains. We just all get out here and we race hard, and, you know, racing's racing. We just have a good time with it. So it's a lot of fun when you can race with guys like that.
Oh yeah, man, and you know, Demon Racing is going to finish 1-3 tonight, so congratulations to y'all for a great performance here at Texas. We're on to race number 5 next week, so good luck next week.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank y'all again for what you do. We really appreciate y'all being here.
Hey, you too, man. We love watching you guys out there. All right, that's John Wimbish. We're going to move on to our race results here tonight. John T. Wimbish brings home the win. Trey Hoovler, Tommy Haynes in 3rd. Jack Walls and Darren Clement. Keith Dunn, Jerry Glenn, Chris Stump, Edward Morris, and Bruce Potter rounds out the top 10. Michael Thwaites, Eric Driggins, Dale Albright, Dustin Ping, Adam Jocelyn, Dylan Mirando, Todd Sargent, Troy Radford, Chris Berg, and Ray Radford as well. It's going to round out the field here tonight for a great race here at Texas. Dustin, any last words?
Man, this points championship's tightening up here. We got looks like John's going to end up taking over the 1st spot, and Tommy looks like he's going to move up a little bit with Troy's misfortune and also Chris Stump's misfortune. So it was a good race, man. Glad to see John finally get him a win here in his league, and just another good week, man.
Absolutely, and on to next week we go. We'll be back Sunday for race number 5. So Dustin, thanks for coming up here with me, and we'll see you next week. So for SRTV Network, Sim Race TV, I'm Jay Weezy. For Dustin German and myself, we'll see you next week. Actually, we'll be back tomorrow if you're an SRTV Network fan. Everybody, have a great night.